Hello friends, welcome to engineering tutorial. So in the previous few videos we discussed about network models, the basic concept related to network models. Then we discussed about the open system interconnection model, about the characteristic features of OSI model, which included the layered architecture, peer-to-peer process, and interfacing of layers. And then we discussed about the physical layer in a separate video. So in this video we are going to discuss about the second layer of the OSI model, which is the data link layer. So this is the layered architecture of the open system interconnection network model. So the network model, as we all know, is a basic framework of a device communicating in a network, which helps in the sharing or transferring of data from one device to the other. And each data has to pass through these 7 layers. It has to be processed through these 7 layers, and each layer has its own specific task in the processing of the data and its transmission. So in this video we are going to discuss about the concepts related to the second layer, which is the data link layer. So in this video we are going to discuss about the second layer, which is the data link layer. So what is the data link layer, which is the second layer of the OSI network model? So as we know that each layer calls upon the services of the layer just below it, which means that each layer which is connected with the other one through the interfacing or with each other, they serve one another. Okay, and we know that there is a gradual downward and upward flow of information while a data packet is sent from the sender to the receiver. At the sender side, the data flows from top to bottom, and on the receiver side, it flows from bottom to top. So the data has to pass through each of these layers. So the data link layer, depending on whether it is acting at the sender side or the receiver side, it serves both the physical and the network layer. So the data link layer, it transforms the physical layer, uh, which deals with the characteristics, the mechanical and electrical specifications of the transmission, the physical transmission medium, which can be either a wired or wireless form, whether be it a cable, fiber, optical fiber, coaxial cable, a twisted pair cable, or copper cable. It transforms it into a reliable communication link. So the various facilities that are provided by the data link layer is converting the data or information into suitable frames, which is called as framing, providing specific identification in the form of address for each sender and receiver, so that it can be pinpoint that which is the sender and which one is the receiver, where the data packet, the data or information is coming from where, and where it is going. Okay, physical addressing. Then to manage the flow of data, the rate at which data is sent from one device to the other, if there is any mismatch between the rate of data transmission and the rate of data reception, which is the flow control, and error and access control helps in the management of duplicate or defected data packets or data frames, and the retransmission of accurate data again in case there is any error. So what the data link layer does is that we know that the data which is transmitted is in the form of binary data bits, okay, which is a stream of zeros and ones. So the data link layer converts the data packet into a suitable data frame. which consists of a header, which is actually a address which is used to identify the sender and the receiver. The trailer serves the same purpose, which is physical addressing. And then there is in the middle the data bits, which is the actual data or information which is to be transmitted. So it carries the data along with the physical address for the identification of the sender and the receiver. So depending on whether it is at the sender or the receiver, it serves both the physical and the network layer, the data link layer. Okay. Next, the various functions of the data link layer. First is framing. Okay. So the data link layer, as I said, it converts the stream of data bits into ordered and arranged in sequential units or clusters, which is called as frames, which look something like this, along with the header address, the data bits, and the trailer. Okay, framing, the most important function of the data link layer. Then physical addressing. The data link layer, okay, it adds the header and trailer, which serve as the function of identification of the address of the sender and the receiver, as I said. Next is flow control. So the flow control mechanism operates in case there is a mismatch between the rate of data transmission and rate of data reception in case of both the sender and the receiver. So if there is any mismatch, in order to correct that mismatch and bring both the sender and the receiver uh, data rates at the same level, the data link layer provides suitable mechanisms. And then we have is the error control. So the error control mechanism helps in the identification of data frames that are corrupted, which are uh, which contain error, or any duplicate or damaged data frames or repetitive data frames, redundant data frames. So in case there is any faulty data frames, it uh, identifies it first and then discards it and requests the retransmission of those specific damaged, duplicated, or corrupted data frames. So these are the functions of the data link layer. Then another function is the access control. So we know that when a single communication link is shared by two or more devices, it is called as multi-point connection. Okay. So in case of a multi-point connection where a single communication link is shared by multiple devices, the data link layer provides certain protocols, certain guidelines to determine which two pairs, okay, which pair of devices, which is the sender and which is the receiver, which uh, which have access over the given communication link. Okay, so which device pair has access over the link, that is determined by the data link layer in case of a multi-point connection when more than two devices share a single communication link. That is the access control, which is done by the data link layer. So the data link layer, which is the second layer of the OSI model, serves these functions. Okay, it serves both the physical and the network layer, and it provides various services such as important services, which is framing, physical addressing, access control, flow control, and error control. So these are the various basic concepts related to the data link layer, and in the upcoming videos we will discuss about the other layers of the OSI model. So I hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel Engineering Tutorial for more such videos related to electrical, electronics, instrumentation and communication engineering. Have a great day. Thank you very much.